interior of an Indy Classic, which has actually made its way over from Gibraltar to have some work done in the factory. A lot of the work has been focused around drivability and making this a bit of a nicer car for the customer to cruise around in the nice sunny conditions that you get over here in the sort of like Spanish ways. It's a bit different weather-wise to what we get in England, although the weather right now is actually all right. So this car does have a Pinto engine on Omex throttle body, so it's not making massive amounts of power, but it's got enough pep to get you down the road and sort of enjoy some nice twisty roads. With sort of a chassis setup like this, you get nice handling capabilities, so that's definitely a positive. Especially, I'm going to say I'm a little bit jealous of someone enjoying these cars over in Gibraltar over what it's like to drive one of these around England. It does have a nice exhaust note. From sitting in the car going up the road quickly, this is my first proper outing in the passenger seat of this car. I mean, it's basically what you'd expect with this sort of horsepower figure. I think it was around 160 something brake horsepower, wasn't it? Yeah, around 160 brake horsepower on the dyno up at RLM Racing. But once again, that was tuned not to make a peak horsepower figure. That was mainly just for drivability, to make it a nice car to cruise around in. And it is that. It's nice and comfortable. It looks the part. It's a nice sort of blue colour with a carbon triple stripe pack on it, and you've got the carbon front arches as well, front wing. So I mean, it is a very nice looking car, and it will get a decent bit of attention. Something which is a bit different, which you don't usually see from customer builds, is this guy has actually, the fella that owns this car has actually done some custom work on the bodywork. He's Frenched in the rear lights, as well as a little placement for the number plate as well, so it makes it look nice and seamless on the rear end, and a bit more individual to the customer. I mean, we always say to people that build these cars themselves when they purchase kits and build them in their garage, it's nice because your imagination is basically where the car can take you. You can do a lot of custom bits to make the car individual to yourself, so you know when you look at the car that you can sort of look at it and be like, yes, I did actually build that, rather than having the stereotypical production car which looks relatively similar to a lot of the other cars which you can purchase, like your likes like your M4, etc. If you buy them stock from the factory, they all basically look the same. It does have a really unique exhaust note to it though, I will say that. So for anyone that enjoyed the sort of Ford racing and just like touring car scene when you were growing up, you might see this exhaust note being a little bit nostalgic, taking you back to the old Sierra days with the Pinto engine. I mean, just goes to show that you can still enjoy the engine in the modern day, even with modern cars pushing out ridiculous horsepower figures from the factory. Talking about like the likes of like the GR Yaris 3-cylinder turbo pushing out something stupid like 250 plus brake horsepower. Proves that even still with the old school engines on some throttle bodies, you get an enjoyable amount of power and an enjoyable exhaust note, especially in something that weighs as little as what this thing does. So talking a little bit more about like the suspension setup on this car. So this is, as mentioned previously, an Indy Classic. So it's a little bit different to what the standard modern sort of RX-5 chassis and Cup 200 chassis are. But the rear end of this car, we're still running on ProTech adjustable shocks and springs as well. So it compensates, as you'd expect, over the bumps, nice and set up for road use effectively, just to make it nice and comfortable. Get your wife in the passenger seat, take the dog out for a spin, just yeah, nice and comfortable with a little bit of pep in the right areas. And going sort of into interior specification on the car, it is as much carbon as you could probably fit on the car as possible. You've got the carbon triple stripe, you've got the carbon front wings, you've got carbon headlight surrounds on the front as well, carbon silencer, carbon dash, carbon centre tunnel. It's basically everything that could have been spec'd carbon fibre, there was basically an immediate yes to. And obviously, as this car is situated over in Gibraltar, we've got a kilometres an hour dial in the middle here, which Joe's trying to navigate into miles per hour as we're going up the road, which is always nice.
I just think we're going really quick.
Yeah. Going on to the other dials in the car, you've got a oil pressure gauge on the left hand side of the RPM gauge, a water or coolant temperature gauge, oil temperature gauge to the left of your speedo, and of course one of the most important things, having a fuel gauge so you can make sure that you don't break down from running out of fuel. So going on to more driver focused areas of the interior, things like the seats, seat harnesses and steering wheel. So starting off with the steering wheel, we've got a Sparco steering wheel on here with the free wheel. You've got 4 buttons on there, lights, indicators, and of course horn, just in case you get a little bit of road rage on the go. And you've got the standard GRP fiberglass seats in here, which do hug you really nicely. You're not going anywhere in the car. And to enforce that a little bit more, you've got the 4-point uprated harnesses as well, all branded up with the MK Sportscars logo on there. They do look the part. So for anyone who's watching this who might also be based over in Gibraltar, if you can't get hold of an Indy Classic which is pre-road registered, and you're looking primarily just for a track car, we do ship internationally on all modern cars, whether that be a factory build or a kit option for you to build at home. So whether it be the likes of the RX-5, the Cup 200, if you're looking for more of a racing monster, then it's definitely worth going down the Cup 200 route with a Suzuki Hayabusa engine. Whereas if you're looking for something which is a bit more of like casual track day enthusiast, then the Mazda engine cars can definitely be a way forward. Or if you want to stay down the route of a Ford engine, even though I can't actually call it a Ford engine, we do have the Sprint 185 with a brand new 2-litre DuraPower great engine. I can't say the other name for it for copyright's sake, but if you like the nostalgic Ford exhaust note being on ITBs like this car does have, then that might be the way forward for you. Now watch out for a complete build on this car since it landed over from Gibraltar, and all of the bits that we've done on it, including the dyno run as well. There is a separate video currently posted up on our YouTube channel for the dyno run, spitting some massive fireballs out the side of it for comedic effect, if you will. But yeah, that marks just about it for this Indy Classic, which is going to be making its way over back to Gibraltar later on today, actually. So if you've enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you're new. And if you're interested in getting one of these cars, well, make sure to send over an email or give us a phone call and we can help you spec your dream build of sports car. Please like, share and subscribe, and we will catch you next time.